My sister mocked me in the family chat as an unemployed gamer, then begged for help. My sister ridiculed me in our family chat, calling me a 31-year-old male freelance coder, an unemployed gamer. Then she came crawling back, desperate for my help. I refused. A few weeks later, her law license was suspended. My sister, Alicia, 29, crafted a meme poking fun at me and shared it in our family group chat. It mocked my freelance coding career, equating it to being a jobless gamer. Everyone found it hilarious. Not a single person stood up for me. I quietly exited the chat without a word. Weeks later, guess who was blowing up my phone because a crisis hit? And suddenly my skills were valuable. What started as her trying to exploit my expertise turned into a chaotic meltdown involving lawyers, lies, and some glorious karma I didn't have to orchestrate. This story gets wild, trust me. Have you ever glanced at your phone and just knew it was about to ruin your day? That was me last Tuesday. I'm a freelance software engineer, so while I was munching on day-old lo mein and fixing a glitchy contact form for a client whose website looked like it was stuck in 2005, I got a notification from the family group chat. For context, this chat is always a disaster. My mom sends daily, good morning gifs. My dad recycles motivational hustle quotes. My sister Alicia posts self-congratulatory updates like she's running her own PR firm. And my Aunt Morwen spams those cringeworthy minion memes. Most days I mute it and move on. But this time it stung. It was a meme. A cartoon of a disheveled guy in a hoodie, keyboard dusted with snack crumbs, surrounded by empty soda cans. The caption, freelance coding, unemployed gamer. My name was tagged twice for emphasis. Alicia added Elmo had to share. You holding up Calder? Mom dropped a laughing emoji. Dad chimed in, so accurate lol. My cousin Nerissa tossed in a Kevin Hart gif, acting like it was comedy gold. I didn't reply, no point. I just hit leave chat and was done. No dramatic farewell, no you'll regret this speech, just gone. Not out of rage, though it annoyed me. I just didn't want to waste energy on people who think working at a law firm equals success, while running your own business means you're one step away from streaming video games for rent money. Alicia's always been the family's golden child. Straight A's, honor roll, law school. They practically threw her a parade for graduating, complete with a custom cake and a photo shoot. When I got certified in front-end development and landed my first big client, silence. Dad called it a hobby. Mom asked if I was still messing with computers. Alicia suggested I put tech handyman on my business cards, so no, I didn't leave because I was hurt. I left because I wasn't about to stick around for a roast I didn't sign up for. It wasn't about pride. It was about self-worth. Growing up, I was the 13-year-old building PCs while others played soccer or took ballet. I loved troubleshooting and solving problems without needing anyone's help. But my family saw me as a loner or slacker. Meanwhile, at 10, Alicia would stage mock trials in the living room, wearing Mom's blazer and using stuffed animals as her jury. They ate it up, calling her our little attorney. Every word she spoke was treated like a breakthrough. Every time I fixed the Wi-Fi or helped Mom's friend recover her email password, I was just the tech kid. By 20, I stopped trying to win their approval. I freelanced, took on well-paying gigs, and built a solid client base. I didn't brag about it or bring it up. I just worked quietly, thinking success would eventually speak for itself. Apparently, it wasn't loud enough to drown out Alicia's endless boasts about passing the bar or her LinkedIn clout. So, yeah, that meme. It confirmed they'd never see me differently. They weren't laughing because they misunderstood me, they were laughing because that's how they viewed me. The lesser sibling, the punchline. So I walked away. No angry texts, no big speech, just done. Later that night, I kept thinking about it. Not the meme itself, but how effortless it was for them. They didn't hesitate to mock me, just like they never hesitate to praise Alicia for everything, even things I quietly helped her with. Fun fact. She once called me in a panic because her firm's internal portal crashed during a live presentation. I fixed the CSS and JavaScript on the fly, never asked for gratitude. I just did it because I'm not small-minded. But guess who claimed she solved it herself on the next team call? So no, I'm not mad or bitter. I'm just done being the family's unpaid tech support while they cheer for the lawyer. I saved a screenshot of the meme, not for revenge, but because I like keeping records, especially for moments like this. It's oddly motivating, like a digital they'll see. I went back to work. 3 client requests in my inbox. One needed a custom booking widget, another wanted help with a broken WordPress site. It was a good day, quiet, productive, no memes, no fake smiles. Just code, coffee, and calm. That meme was the best thing they could have done for me because it clarified exactly where I stood. Unlike them, I'm not pretending. They can fake success, closeness, or the perfect family photo for social media likes. I'm not in that game. I don't need their validation. My invoices speak louder. So, imagine my amusement when Alicia texted me 5 days later. No greeting, no humility, just panic. Called her, I need your help ASAP. I think my files got hacked. Something big might leak. I stared at the message for a solid 10 seconds, blinked, and laughed out loud alone in my apartment like a lunatic. This was the same person who called me a basement tech nerd in front of Dad's colleagues last Thanksgiving for wearing a hoodie instead of a suit. Now she's got a tech emergency, and suddenly I'm relevant. I didn't reply right away. I took a screenshot and went back to testing a payment gateway for a client. Her crisis didn't even crack my top 5 priorities. The next morning, she texted again. Called her, I'm serious. These are sensitive files. I could be in huge trouble. You know this stuff. I really need you. Then another, I'm not asking you to fix everything, just check it out. You don't even have a real job anyway. That last line, pure gold. I could hear her smug tone in my head, like unemployed gamers have nothing better to do. So I replied, you want professional help. Pay my professional rate. Short, polite, no snark. I was so proud of myself. She didn't like it. Wow, seriously? You're charging your own sister? You'd let me get in trouble over a joke? Yup, always just a joke. I responded, I'm not letting you get in trouble. You're doing that yourself. Then I muted her. 3 hours later, Mom called. I let it ring twice before picking up. I knew she'd use that soft, guilt-tripping tone she saves for hospital visits or 4 a.m. airport runs. Called her, she started, your sister's in a serious mess. Can't you just help her? I took a deep breath. She said I don't have a real job, remember? So this unemployed gamer's busy with his keyboard right now. Don't be petty, she said. I wasn't. I was billing clients. She's your sister, she added, like it's some universal trump card. And I'm your son, I shot back. Funny how that only matters when Alicia needs something. She sighed like I was the difficult one, like I wasn't being asked to fix her mess for free after being mocked. Here's the kicker. Alicia had already tried other tech guys at her firm, ones she'd bragged about in her network. One quoted her $1,200, no exceptions. Another wanted $500 just to look at the files. No freebies, no family discounts. So she circled back to me, thinking I'd jump in for free because we share DNA. Like I'm still the kid who fixed her printer for a slice of pizza. She's scared, Mom said. She should be, I replied. Confidential files, legal career, those aren't small stakes. Mom paused, then pulled her usual line when she's out of arguments. You've always been jealous of her. There it was, the same old script. Not you're right or we've been unfair. Just the narrative they've leaned into since we were kids. Alicia the star, called her the problem. I'm not jealous, I said calmly. I'm just tired of being treated like the family IT guy with no paycheck. She didn't reply. I said fine and hung up. No goodbyes. That night I slept in the hoodie she'd mocked. I felt calm, grounded, and confident in my choice. The next morning, chaos erupted. Screenshots were everywhere, not just any files, but explicit messages, photos, and personal texts. We're talking affair-level content, complete with names, timestamps, and office references. Turns out Alicia, who's married, was getting too cozy with a client. The family chat I'd left, dead silent. No calls from Mom, no texts from Alicia. No one asked for my help anymore. I sat at my desk, sipping cold coffee, watching the drama unfold like I was at a movie I didn't pay for. I didn't laugh or post anything. I just opened my notes app and typed 3 words. I warned her. Not dramatically, but I'd told her months ago her passwords were weak and storing sensitive stuff in a Google Drive folder labeled Do Not Open wasn't secure. She laughed it off, called me a paranoid geek. Fine. The leaked files weren't client contracts or firm secrets. They were explicit texts between her and a married client, photos, messages, even an audio note where she called him daddy and joked about billing their flirty chats as consulting hours. Real classy. The screenshots showed her work email in the corner. She didn't even use a burner account, just pure carelessness uploaded to the cloud. By noon, the files were viral. Someone sent them to a private legal group. Another shared them in her law school's group chat. They hit the local legal gossip network. Worse, one text mentioned her firm's name. "Let's keep this quiet. My firm would lose it." Oops. I watched from my desk, tweaking a client's e-commerce dashboard while her reputation tanked in real time. My phone buzzed with messages. A high school friend, "Yo, is that your sister trending on legal mess?" Another, "Didn't she call you jobless?" Yup, same one. What shocked me was how fast it escalated. This wasn't just embarrassment, it was potential disbarment territory. People started questioning if the guy was a client she represented, which could mean ethical violations beyond a simple mistake. Then the real bombshell. Her firm was reviewing her for conduct issues, trying to cut her loose without collateral damage. Around 3 p.m., Alicia texted me, "Called her, what did you do?" The nerve. She begged for my help, refused to pay, and now accused me of leaking her affair texts out of spite. I didn't reply. I'm not that petty. I did nothing, and that's more than she deserved. She posted a vague WhatsApp status. People lie when they're threatened. Sure, Alicia, you're the victim here. By evening, her husband went dark, deleted his social media, removed their wedding photos, and changed his bio to moving forward. Coldest move since someone rage quit a gaming tournament. He's a quiet guy who hates drama, so that told me everything. She didn't just mess up, she torched her own life and expected me to put out the fire. Then I got a call from a burner number. I usually ignore unknowns, but I was curious. It was her husband. "Hey man," he said, not trying to stir anything. "I just need to know, did you leak it?" His voice was exhausted, not angry, the kind of tired you hear from someone who's been betrayed. "No," I said. "She asked for my help, I quoted a rate, she refused. Then it leaked. I had nothing to do with it." He paused. "I believe you. Just had to hear it. We didn't talk after that." Later, he posted a photo of their dog on Instagram with the caption, "She got the law degree. I got the real loyalty. Poetic justice at its finest." Meanwhile, I kept working. Unlike her, I had clients. I wasn't just getting by, I was growing. A local HVAC tech referred me to a business associate needing custom back-end work for scheduling. He said, "I told them you're the guy who gets it done right." That meant more than anything my family ever said. The family chat stayed quiet. No one reached out, not even mom for damage control. They were probably busy cleaning up after the perfect daughter. At midnight, Alicia texted, "You're loving this, aren't you?" I didn't reply, I archived the chat. I wasn't gloating or celebrating. This wasn't my victory. It was just a reminder that the people who belittled me for years were now begging for my help when things got real. I saved all her texts, organized by timestamp, in a folder labeled "In Case of Blame Game." People like her don't go down quietly, they look for someone to drag with them. But I was nowhere near the fallout. I'd spent years being the family's emotional tech support, mocked on Monday, needed on Tuesday. Not anymore. I was just the guy watching the chaos from a safe distance, with receipts, backups, and a folder labeled "Not My Mess." Alicia was in free fall. Her firm went into damage control mode, calling it misconduct concerns, internally while scrubbing her name from their website like she never existed. Her clients bylaid one, a big-shot property owner she'd bragged about, pulled his files and left a review, "Unreliable. Would not recommend." Her husband went full ghost mode, changing the locks, taking the car, and per a friend, listing her Peloton for free on Craigslist. Then came the knock on my door. Mom and Dad standing there with fake smiles like they hadn't visited my apartment in years unless they needed something. "Can we talk?" Mom asked. I let them in, shoes off. They sat awkwardly like they were at a job interview. Dad cleared his throat like he was about to pitch a business plan. "Your sister's in a tough spot," he said. "You heard?" I nodded. "Yeah, sounds like she's been through more than just files." Mom flinched. "Called her, please." I reminded them how they called my freelancing unemployment, how they laughed when Alicia mocked me. "You remember that, right?" They shifted uncomfortably, avoiding eye contact. "We're not here to rehash old arguments," Dad said flatly. "We need your help." "You mean the help she refused to pay for?" Silence. "She's being investigated," Mom said. "The bar might get involved. She could lose her license." I shrugged. "She leaked her own affair texts. All I did was say no." She says you tampered with them, Dad said. I laughed so hard it startled them. Then she should sue me. Oh, wait, she probably will. She's scared, Mom repeated. She should have been scared before she hit send, I said. Then came the real reason they were there. Guilt wasn't working, so they tried their old trick, duty. Dad pulled out a letter, already signed by Alicia, claiming the screenshots were fake, possibly forged by a family member with access to her cloud. They wanted me to sign it. I blinked. You want me to admit I framed her for her own scandal? Dad nodded like it was no big deal. It's just to smooth things over. No one will dig deeper. Mom chimed in. You don't have a reputation to lose, Calder. She does. Be reasonable. You're saying I have nothing to lose because I work from a laptop? I asked. She's a lawyer, Mom said. She built something. You can bounce back. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, I said. You want me to lie so she can keep pretending she's above me? We're not asking you to lie, Dad said. We're asking you to help your sister. I laughed again. This is help. You want me to take the fall to save her? Mom snapped. You always twist things. This is why no one takes you seriously. You act like the world owes you because you didn't get enough attention as a kid. I stood. Take your letter and go. Dad frowned like I'd failed a test. You're being emotional. No, I said, I'm being done. Mom grabbed her purse like it had personally offended her. I hope you're happy when she loses everything. She lost it when she treated me like garbage and expected me to clean up her mess, I said. As they left, Dad muttered, You've always had a chip on your shoulder. I opened the door. Yeah, and it's carried me further than your approval ever did. That night, Alicia texted, You always wanted to see me fail. You got your wish. I didn't respond. Instead, I opened an email from a new client, a property manager needing back-end work for a housing site. He'd heard about me through a real estate agent. Heard you're the guy who gets things done without the drama. I took the job. The next morning, I got a LinkedIn message from Alicia's old law school roommate. Hey, heard Alicia's been suspended. Word is she's blaming you. There it was, the scapegoat play. She didn't just fall, she needed someone to blame. And since I said no, I was the villain in her legal drama. That afternoon, a company Alicia had applied to reached out to me. Their hiring manager had seen the online chaos and wanted to work with someone reliable. We saw your code samples and feedback from Elm Creek Realty, he said on Zoom. You're our guy, no drama, just respect. But Alicia wasn't done. 3 days later, I got a cease and desist letter, her firm's letterhead, sloppy PDF with word formatting lines still visible. She was suing me for defamation, emotional distress, and malicious sabotage of her professional reputation. Damages, $120,000. She was trying to pin her shame on me. I sent it to my lawyer, Bramwell, a chill guy who looks like a bouncer but talks like a barista. He read it and sent a voice memo. Bro, we're gonna bury this. We filed a response, denied everything, and moved to dismiss with prejudice. I sent him a folder with screenshots of her begging, refusing to pay, admitting the urgency, and later accusing me. We also included metadata proving I never touched her files, because I didn't. Her Google Drive. Shared with 3 people, none of them me. Guess who was on the list? Her affair partner's personal Gmail. That alone sank her case. If anyone leaked it, it was her or him, not me. Court was 2 weeks later. I arrived early, not nervous, just wanting a good seat for the show. Alicia was there, looking like she hadn't slept, with a junior associate who seemed fresh out of law school or moonlighting as a delivery driver. Her lawyer spun a wild tale about me sabotaging her out of childhood jealousy, claiming I had expert access to her devices. I nearly laughed out loud. Bramwell stood up, calm as ever. No sabotage happened, he said. The plaintiff stored explicit content in an unsecured cloud folder, then tried to blame the defendant when it leaked after he refused to work for free. He presented our evidence. Texts, metadata, emails, IP logs, none tied to me, one tied to her affair partner. Alicia's lawyer tried to pivot, suggesting I might have orchestrated the leak indirectly. The judge cut him off. Do you have evidence? No, Your Honor, but the timing, move on. I almost high-fived Bramwell. When Alicia spoke, she gave a shaky speech about betrayal and my own brother turning on me. It was like watching someone bluff through a book report they didn't read. The judge leaned forward. You didn't file a case. You filed a vendetta dressed as a legal complaint. That's not justice, it's abusing the court to fix your own mess. And as a lawyer, you should know better. Case dismissed with prejudice. She couldn't refile or drag me through this again. I didn't gloat. I just nodded to Bramwell and left like I had better things to do, which I did. That night, I posted on my business Facebook, me in front of my laptop, middle finger propping up a coffee mug. Caption, unemployed gamer, lawsuit survivor, booked solid, schedule early. A little petty, maybe, but it was earned. Comments poured in, tell us the tea, legend. Hire this guy before he's too pricey. My old bootcamp professor even chimed in, knew you were a star. Keep building while they're blaming. Alicia posted a cryptic black and white quote on her socials. The closest ones hurt the most. 4 likes, no context. Mom texted, you humiliated her publicly. Was it worth it? I replied, she sued me. I just showed up with facts. No response. Business kept growing. Bramwell referred me to another firm he represents. Small, steady clients who saw me as a professional, not a failure. Alicia, radio silence. Rumor is she moved out of her condo, sold her designer bags online, and is taking time for mental health. Fine, but don't act like you're healing when you were swinging punches a week ago. The story didn't end there, though. Success speaks even when it whispers. I didn't need to rub it in or post court filings next to her meme. I just worked, and the louder they got with excuses, the more attention I got. 2 weeks after the court win, I signed 3 new clients. 1 from Bramwell, 1 from my lawsuit survivor post, and 1 random real estate agency needing a quick fix after their tech guy bylaid. I had it sorted in 48 hours. Their testimonial, professional, no nonsense, no excuses, would hire again. That led to 4 more inquiries. I brought on a part-time assistant, a college kid, rough but eager. Reminded me of myself. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.